All right, let's talk grocery shopping. I used to hate grocery shopping. It would take me an entire day. It was an hour drive one way into town, and who knows how long actually shopping, and forever waiting in line with two heaping grocery carts for a family of five, and then an hour drive back home just to go, unload it all, and put it all away. It was exhausting, especially having to lug three kids around with me. So now I go by the week. It takes me 20 minutes. I'm in, I'm out, I'm done. It ends up being cheaper because my list isn't so overwhelming. I'm not throwing away random things in the cart that we might need and then not actually using it. We're actually eating the foods that I have on hand that I buy. And have you ever, and hopefully you've noticed that your grocery list from this week has very little packaged and processed foods, because when you're eating fresh fruits and veggies, you have to use them within the week or else they're gonna go bad. So going weekly just makes sense. One thing for you to know is if it goes bad, it's good for you. But if it stays good forever, then it's probably not going to be as good for your body because it's not full of all those preservatives and chemicals. And then lastly, we're not scrambling at the end of the month because we didn't portion our food right at the beginning of the month and all our snack food is gone after the first 2 weeks. So, before you go to the store, put your list in order. Like things together. Sound like kindergarten? Simplify. Put all your produce in a section, all your frozen foods in a section. If you're getting frozen veggies, frozen juices, your meats, your, I don't know what else there is. But then you're less likely to walk across the store 5 times because your list was out of order. I mean, how many times have you gone zigzagging across the store because you're like, oh shoot, this is over here, but this is over here? Save time, simplify, make it easy on yourself. Another thing I like to do, I hate spending a ton of money on groceries. Like, it just kills me that groceries are so stinking expensive. So it's what I'll do is I'll estimate the price per item on my grocery list before I go, so I have an idea how much it's going to cost before I get to the checkout line. I mean, you know how much, on average, your orange juice is going to cost you, or your meat, or, just the different things. I mean, your staples that you use often. You have an idea how much it's going to cost. So if you calculate it before you go and you're like, oh, this is going to be a little pricey this time, then you can say, let's switch this meal out that's a little more expensive with something that's, a little cheaper, so that you're not playing the Price is Right at the grocery checkout stand, and you're like, oh, am I going to be in my budget? Am I going to be over my budget? Because, when you check out and you're like $50 over budget, it's just like, oh, crap. Now where can I reevaluate my budget in other ways to compensate for spending more on groceries? So with that, it also helps me from throwing in those random things that my family doesn't really need, that just look good or appealing at the time, that aren't good for our bodies, Little Debbie snacks, or, something at the checkout line. Ooh, this looks good. But if you're calculating as you go, then you know where you are with your budget. So it's not a surprise. So that is how I simplify my meal plans. That is how I prep my food, how I make my grocery list. And seriously, it doesn't take me but 20 minutes once a week to plan out my menus, a few minutes when I get home to slice everything up, prep it, brown my hamburger meat for the week, and I'm good to go. So I hope that this has helped you. Comment today what your favorite tip of the week is. If you have something to add, I would love to hear it, because we are in here for advice and to share our tips. It's not just about me. I want to know what you guys love to do, what helps you guys, because everybody's going to pick out something different, and that's what makes it fun. That's what makes everybody unique and special, and it's just meal planning. So there's just different ways to do it, and you just have to find your niche and what works best for you. So thank you so much for participating, and be sure to comment below.